YOLO, welcome back to my YouTube channels. It's time for another polish pickup video. So if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thanks so much for checking me out. And if you're returning, welcome back. So I did write down the theme this month, I remembered it, and the theme for January was spices and condiments. I had a lot of fun with this theme because there's a lot of reds, there's a lot of glitters, a lot of oranges, just a lot of really beautiful warm tones, which I'm into. So I have 10 selections from the January polish pickup. Let's get into it. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're not familiar with Polish Pickup, it's sort of like a monthly conglomerate, if you will. It's like a collection of indie brands that submit a polish on a monthly basis, and each month it is themed, and then you can go in there and buy them, and then they just get delivered to you. So normally the Polish Pickup runs at the beginning of the month, so they'll do like the wish list a couple of days before they actually open the shop, which is usually somewhere like in the 3rd to 4th day of the month, and the shop's open for like 5 days. So it's usually open from like, I don't know, the 3rd to the 7th of the month, and then you get the polishes towards the end of the month. So if you've never heard of them before, you should definitely check them out. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get exposed to a lot of brands that you may not have heard of before. So anyway, let's get into it. So we are going into our first selection, and I will be using the Holo Taco Peely base coat on all of my swatching today so that I can peel these off, and there might be a little peel point in there for you guys at the end. So first off, we're starting with Pahlish. I never know if I'm saying it right. It feels very bougie, Pahlish, you know what I mean? But anyway, this is Hot and Spicy from Pahlish, which is a multi-chrome, and I'd say it's like a gray orange multi-chrome. You can definitely see the gray a lot when I'm putting on that first coat, and then with multi-chromes, or like for me, I do really thin coats in general, like once I start building up the coats, you can really definitely see that strong shift orange color, which is just beautiful. I usually do anywhere from 2 to 3 coats on my nails. I typically like to do really thin coats and then just sort of build it up for that, especially for swatching purposes. So I probably will be doing a 3rd coat of this one. And the thing that I really love about this one too as well is that I feel like on top of the multi-chrome, there's like some individual glitters. Because I'm not glitters, I guess I'm not really sure the best way to describe it, but it feels like there's like a variance of different colors in here. I can kind of see the individual glitters, particles, whatever they're called, shining through. But this one is really beautiful, especially when you have 3 coats. And I'm sorry, but I forgot what top coat I'm using, but I'm using a top coat on all of these, but I don't remember what it is, so not important. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have BlueBird Lacquer. Spice, spice, baby. Loving that name. I have bought from them a few times from Pahlish Pickup, and I do think they also participate in Hella Handmade Creations. So I have a couple from BlueBird Lacquer. I like them quite a bit, and I love this polish. I have definitely developed a love of red over the last few months, and this is a red glitter polish, but I first just love this base shade of red. Red is my favorite color, like on my lips. Like I have favorite colors for different things, but like I really dig this color. It's a nice, beautiful, bright red, and then you have glitters in there. And I can't be sure, but I feel like there's some colored glitters in there, you know, like some red glitters. There's different sizes of glitters as well. And for me, I'm really particular about glitter polish. Like I do not like chunky glitter. So I really like the fact that these are like kind of micro glitters and they layer really nicely without having that really chunky effect. And I think the outcome is just really gorgeous. Next, we have Rouge Lacquer, which is one of my favorite brands. I feel like I first got exposed to Rouge Lacquer, from Pahlish Pickup by Hella Handmade Creations, and I've also bought from their website directly as well. But I love this polish. This is Mr. Rouge's Special Sauce. It's kind of like a mix between a plum and a red and a brown. Like I feel like it's somewhere in the Venn diagram in the center of all of those. And then you have like a holo running throughout it as well, which is really great. It's really complemented by the color. So I'm digging the color because it's like a multi-chrome, and then it's a really interesting color, and then you have holo in there. So, you know, I'm loving all of it. But this is definitely one of my favorites from the January Pahlish Pickup. Next up, we have Wildflower Lacquer with Wild Hibiscus, and OMG, do I love this polish. I have said it many times before, I will say it to the end of time. Purple is hands down my favorite color of nail polish. There's just something about purples that just like speak to my soul. And this is kind of like, it's like a magenta purple, if you will. It's really like the magenta-ness of magenta, and then like purple. It's just a really gorgeous combination. And then it's a linear holo as well, which I love me a linear holo. So this is just like everything I want from a polish. So I love this color so much. It's super gorgeous and it's very, very opaque. If I didn't do such thin coats, I probably would have been able to get full opacity on one coat. You know, not everybody likes to do multiple coats. So if you do a thicker coat of this, I think you could be totally fine just to have one coat and do your top coat and be good to go. Moving right along, we have Sweet and Sour Lacquer. So this is my first time buying from this brand, and I have a couple of greens that I bought from this Polish Pickup selection, but I also adore greens. I think green is a highly underrated color. This seems like it is a jelly glitter polish, and it's sort of like a medium hunter green, if you will. Like, I feel like it has some darker green undertones, but it's kind of like a medium green. And then you have some varying sizes of glitters in a jelly based polish. I would say these sizes of glitters are a little bit bigger than the one before for BlueBird lacquer, but I still don't mind it because I think it still layers very nicely and it doesn't feel chunky to me. So this is If You Mean Green Paprika. Yes, sir. I do like the name too. But I really love this color. I think it's really beautiful. I think it layers really nicely, and I think the effect is really nice too once you do like a second coat. So the next one is Cuticolor, which I love. I bought from them several times. Chip Chip Hooray. I'm so sorry. I lost the footage for this one. I don't know how that happened, but I started recording another one after this, because the battery died. So I think the battery must have died while I was filming, and somehow it did not record the actual swatching of this. But this is a beautiful flaky polish. It's a jelly base, and then it has like multi-chrome, not multi-chrome, multicolored flakies. So it's really gorgeous. I'm so sorry you didn't get to see me swatching it, but I will, throw up full swatches like I do on my IG throughout the week. So you will get to see how it looks fully on my nails as well. Alright, and next up is Cupcake Polish. I Know It's Extra. So this is another green polish that I got from this selection. I'm vibing with this one so much. I know the title is supposed to be like guac, the guac is extra, but I also think of a salad when I see this too, you know what I mean? Like, it just reminds me of a salad, and neither one of those things are a bad thing, but this one is sort of like a light mint green polish. I can see some gold flakies in there and also some red flakies, and I just really like the combination of this, which is funny because at first glance I was pretty much on the fence about it. I was like, oh, do I like it? Do I not like it? But I got it because sometimes it's nice to step outside your comfort zone, and I am happy to say that I pleasantly am surprised and I love this a lot. I feel like it's the gold flakies in it that do it for me. I don't know about anybody else, but the gold flakies be on point. Next we have Giorgotor Epis Dassit. I do not know what that means, but I feel like this polish is what people call a reflective glitter polish. To be fair, I do not know what that means, so I would have to look that up. But this is kind of, it reminds me of those polishes which looks like reflective glitter. Like, I don't know any other way to describe it. But this is sort of like a light taupe, if you will, maybe like a light taupe olive green, somewhere in that family, taupey, olive greeny sort of base color. And then I do think there are reflective glitters as well as hollow glitters, and maybe even some glitters that reinforce the base color as well. So I think there's a lot of complexity in this polish, which is what I really, really like about it. And I don't think it's a full reflective glitter polish, if it is one at all, but I feel like there's some elements in there, which I like, because I'm not a huge reflective glitter fan, but I like the way this one looks a lot. I think it's really beautiful. And this is my first time buying from Giorgotor. Next up we have Girly Bits Cosmetics, and this is Tap That. I love this one a lot. I've actually wanted to buy from this brand a couple of times, but you know, you can't always buy everything, but I did this time around. So this is a linear hollow, and I do feel like it is somewhere in between a kind of mid-mauve color and maybe with like a little bit of brown undertones. It's kind of like an ambiguous color. Like, I would say sometimes, depending on the angle, this almost looks like it's like a medium pink, and then other times it looks a little bit like a brown. So it's somewhere in that brown taupe pink family, which I don't mind. I don't mind like different colors, and I love linear hollows, so that's great. but certainly not least, we have Night Owl Lacquer. This is sweet and spicy. I actually have become a huge fan of this brand over the last 4 or 5 months. I've bought from them a couple of times from Pahlish Pickup, Hella Handmade Creations. I think they participate in that one too. And they have a great website. I know I've said this before, but if you do like this brand, you should check out their website. They have a lot of great SKUs, meaning that they do sell a lot of great polishes on their own website. So if you like it, check it out. But this is a multi-chrome, and I really appreciate when multi-chromes are kind of similar in color. I don't think everybody appreciates this because they're like, what's the point? But like, this is a multi-chrome that has sort of like a medium green with a shift that seems like it's maybe like a medium yellowish green. You know what I mean? Like the shift is not super different than the actual base color. I don't mind that because I feel like in some ways it can add to the base color. I don't know. I'm not explaining it properly, but there's something about seeing a multi-chrome that is like the shift is similar to the base color or the original color that I just like. Plus I just genuinely like greens. I like greens. I don't mind a good multi-chrome that shifts to a different shade of green. And I feel like that's why I appreciate this one as well. And I think there's some gold yellow undertones, which, you know, complements green really well. So anyway, I genuinely love this polish. So I hoped you guys really liked this. I had so much fun making it. I am going to be taking a little bit of a break from Pahlish Pickup, Hella Handmade Creations, just because I have other stuff that I swatch, other collections, plus there are a ton of other videos that I want to make that I can't make. So I'm taking a little bit of a break, maybe just a couple months off from buying anything from either one of these, so I can make some other types of content. But I do have some peel porn in the end for you guys, so hopefully you'll stick around and watch that peel porn. If you'd like to see full swatches of these, I will be throwing up full swatches throughout the next 2 weeks for all of these as well. And then if you liked that, go ahead and give that video a like. And if you're interested in seeing more content like that from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe. Catch you later. Bye.